Hey guys, welcome back for another garden tour. I'm doing my June garden tour and it should be fairly on time. I am going out of town and hopefully I can get everything loaded and everything, but it should be up hopefully by the end of June or the very beginning of August. So let's turn the camera around. Everything is looking so beautiful right now. There's a few plants that have lulled, but then my annuals are starting to really fill in, which is really nice. So let's turn the camera around and show you. I've got my hanging baskets here. I really should film this a little sooner because it is getting a little dark, especially here, but I've had some issues with these. They're barely starting to fill in. Taken them a while. They had aphids, they had thrips. I didn't get on fertilizing them as soon as I should have, but they're finally starting to fill out a little bit. I have jazzberry in here, Supertunia bubblegum, and Supertunia silverberry. So those are fun. Oh, and I did plant up these. These had some dianthus, which is kind of in its little lull period now, and some mini vista Supertunia, and some salvia and dusty miller. And these are working out really well, catching the drip underneath these pots here. So those have been really fun. Okay, we'll start in this corner. My hollyhocks are so beautiful, but that's going to be part of my front garden tour. So we'll look forward to that next time. But right now, my Lady of Shalott has kind of lulled out. There's a few little blooms here. Such a pretty rose. One of my favorites. This one will just keep blooming and blooming. It's got more buds, so it'll give me another flush here in a couple weeks. And then the lavender's coming out really nicely. This one's filling up this year. It's the second year, as well as this one here too. I planted up some apple blossom geraniums and we're starting to get some color on them. These have taken a while to root in and it gets kind of dry here. I started watering them a little bit more and they're performing a little bit better, and hopefully they fill this area in. As you remember, I came in and replaced my regular lamb's ear with the Helen von Steins, and while they look a little small right now and a little hot and a little crispy, they're going to be so much better than those other ones. I just was so tired of the cleanup of those other ones. I feel like these are going to be a little easier to maintain. And then look how nicely this pot's filling in. I've had to really kind of keep this open here because these Superbenas, they're a little slower than other plants. I need to remember to put it on the edge next time instead of the middle, because I keep having to kind of pinch everything else back so this can fill in, but it's gotten quite a bit taller the last week or so. I've got some salvia in here, a Medusa vine, which is really pretty. I think that's new this year, and I think they're coming out with a dark one next year. And this is the black cherry Supertunia, and I did look it up, and it's been here for probably 10 or 11 years. First time I've seen it, and I absolutely love the color of it. It starts this deep kind of maroon color, and then it ages to this kind of wine color, and it does have a hint of pink. I also have some Supertunia fuchsia in here, and I probably would have been happy without this. It looks fine though, but next time I'll probably leave it out because I do like this wine and the purple and the peach and the yellow. And then I absolutely love this Terrenia. It's so beautiful. I'll put the name on the screen, but it brings out this purple and the yellow. So pretty. This is the Royal Velvet Supertunia. And this is Saffron Finch. That is just filling in nicely. It's starting to spill over. And while this Terrenia was a little slow growing, now it's doing really good. So that's fun. I'm loving this pot here. As we turn here, we'll just look at these here. These are my, I can't remember the name. Is it White Swan Marigold? I feel like that's it. They are such a light pale yellow and they just glow in the garden. I really love pale yellow because it adds such a brightness, and I have quite a bit of yellow in the yard right now that you can see, and they're really filling in. And the sparkling amethyst is going to fill in. It takes a while for these to get going, but that purple all through the basin here is going to be so pretty. So next month, next garden tour, I'm just going to love this, and I feel like I'm going to have some of the knockout rose blooming at the same time, and it's going to be so pretty. And I love the lavender behind it too. I just think this color combo is really pretty. I'm really liking the purple and blue tones with the orange and yellow this year. So pretty. We'll make our way over here. The garden's looking really nice. That's why I wanted to do a tour tonight, because I've got a wedding here tomorrow. We rented out our yard. We're going to try that out and see how we like it. So I did plant some Snowdrift Supertunias right here because they're going to have their arch here, and I think that will be such a pretty setting with a little bit of white, taking a little longer to fill in than I would have liked, but it still looks pretty. And then over here I have some bubblegum pink Supertunia, one of my favorites. I kind of added this last minute and I'm so glad I did because I was just missing it in my yard. It's just such a bright, vivid color compared to other colors that I'll show that I've tried out in my yard this year. And I'm kind of wishing that I had used this one instead of like Bermuda Beach, although I love it. I'll show you the difference when we get to it, but I just love the vivid brightness of bubblegum. And the thing that is really, really glowing right now are my daisies. They're really healthy this year. I did give them a little spray of Captain Jack's because they were starting to get aphids, and they're so much healthier. I feel like they really get attacked. And this year I just wanted to prevent it, so I did do that. And I really am glad I did. And I did get one more flush of my Back to the Fuchsia Salvia, and I'm about to get another. So I do like selective pruning better than just cutting it back. I feel like I am getting more blooms this year. And just little areas, I also have these pink dianthus. They're taking a while to get rooted in, but in a month or so, it's going to be really nice to have these little pops of pink in just little spots throughout my yard. I kind of did quite a bit of colors in the yard this year. Might be a little hard to see because the sun's a little bright, but everything's looking nice in here. I love my hostas. They're just also big this year because they are on their 3rd year, some their 4th, and they're filling in really nicely. I have this kind of slow going sunflower right here. It's the Suncredible sunflower, and it's because it doesn't get sun all day, but I think it's going to perform pretty well once it kind of gets going. The Juga is nice. Here's a little bit more of that dianthus. We're getting ready to have the Serendipity allium blooming, which is going to be really pretty. This yarrow I do not like. I just decided the other day I'm going to replace this with something I like because I think I want a proven winners brand if I do yarrow again. I think yarrow is a good idea for this spot because it's so hot and dry. We'll see. I need to do a little more research, but I'm definitely going to switch that out because I don't love it. And I've decided I'm getting rid of things that I don't love this year. And so not too many other things happening here. I have some Superbena pink cashmere here that will hopefully pick up, but it is kind of dry in this area. This hibiscus, I will move to a new spot. I'm hoping this fall to make this whole side a flower bed. And so that will go over there. This is just not in a good spot here. But I am loving my Incredible hydrangeas this year. This is their, let's see, I planted them in fall 2023. So they're like almost 2 years old. And look how big they are. And I can't wait till this is a hedge right in front of it. I think I do want to come in and make these boxwoods go all the way around. I think that would be really pretty. But in here I have some flowers. I have some Supertunia Bordeaux, which is one of my favorites. This one's probably not doing that great, but it's kind of in shade area. So pretty. And then I have like Mizu in here as well. It takes a while for these to get going, but in a month these are going to be growing and growing over this wall. And then I also have some dark sweet potato vine. Let's find that here. These also take a bit to get going, but they're here. And I think the grasshoppers, oh yeah, I have so many baby grasshoppers. Can you see them? Eating the heck out of this, but it'll be fine. Here's some more. This one's looking pretty good. It gets quite a bit of sun. Oh, I just love this Supertunia so much. One of my favorites. Last year I did Supertunia bubblegum and loved it too. Hoping this performs just as well and spills over the side of this. Here's another view of this hedge of my Incredible hydrangea, and I just love it. It's so calming out here, and I like that I have a little area in my yard that's slightly formal and will look more formal as it matures. So pretty. I'm excited this year. I have a ton of pears. Last year I didn't get any. I had like 3 and the birds ate them, but this year I have several. And so I came in and thinned them. I only had to thin a couple. Like here's 2 together right here. So I'm gonna thin this one. You just get bigger fruit if they're about 6 inches apart or so. So I have been doing that just a little bit, but I'm really excited about it. Don't have as many peaches this year because I wasn't the best pruner. It's fine though. I've got a few, and hopefully the raccoons don't get them. And then back here we have my Lisianthus. You guys, look, it's pretty tall. Super excited about it. No blooms yet. I think going out of town tomorrow, and I'm hoping when I get back there's blooms. My first time growing this, so I don't know. And my status, this is the pastel blue status. Look, I'm gonna have some status for bouquets. That's so fun. And this is a status white. When I get back in town, these are all gonna be blooming. It's gonna be so fun. My sunflowers, they're doing okay. They're not opening very big. And I thought these were like single cut. I don't know. I need to do research on this. They are so pretty though. I have to admit, I'm kind of missing my Suncredible sunflower back in this corner. So next year, I think I'll do that one. But I really wanted some cut flowers. This one's getting taller though, so I think they'll be fine. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I get to use them in my house. And my pots are so gorgeous. Oh, I am loving these pots. These are mostly shade. I love the Surefire Rose Begonia. The Terrenia is just stunning in here. This is probably one of my new favorite annuals. And I've heard people say they've tried other Terrenia in their garden, but this one performs really well. This is a proven winner one. It's the Catalina Midnight Blue. I also have the Sensatia Lemon flower in here. This is the Nemesia. This is the Illumination Apricot Tuberous Begonia, and I love how it trails here. This one over here is a little more kind of yellow peach, but I think they are the same variety. Then I have the French Quarter Coleus. This other Coleus here, I'll put the name on the screen. Some Lamium, which I absolutely love, which just has bloomed and bloomed. Some Diamond Frost Euphorbia, and then this Sweet Caroline Sweetheart Lime, proven winners, trailing sweet potato vine. And then I have the elephant ear plant in here, which has been really fun. And I'm hoping it gets a little taller so it doesn't cover this as much, but look how beautiful all those colors are together. I have to admit I am missing kind of my pink and purple, but I like that I tried something different this year. I think it's been really fun. This other one looks pretty similar. I actually really love the color of this begonia, a little bit better. So pretty, especially with this pink. Love that. And then the Terrenia, look at that pop of blue. And the Surefire Rose Begonia. Such a pretty combination. They're filling in nicely. I have been careful to kind of pinch back things so that other things can fill in. And the Diamond Frost Euphorbia is doing really great filling in this one. Here it is from this angle. And then over here we have our gorgeous window box, which is just looking very stunning. I do have a few small holes. I came in here and replaced the Tiara Blue with the Royal Velvet because I just didn't like the stark contrast of the bright center of that one. I just wanted a deep color to kind of ground it a little bit. And so I put these in later. So I kind of made out a little hole so the sun gets it, and it will fill in pretty soon, I think. This one's a little bit more behind, but like you see here, I kind of made a hole so the sun can get in there and it can just keep growing and fill this spot in. So I think by next garden tour, this is just going to be overflowing. This is the Persimmon Supertunia. This is the Whirlwind Blue Scaevola. This is Supertunia Fuchsia. We have some more Salvia back here. We have just the orange Summer Snapdragons, and then we have some more of this Nemesia. And then we have these right here. I think it's like pink salmon salvia. They're so pretty. They have these little corally pink blooms, which are really delicate, and I love how tall they're getting, and they're going to be really pretty when this is all full. And what else do I have in here? Silver Falls. I have some Vinca Vine, and and some Dianthus here in the side and the back. I love this pop of dark pink. I kind of wish I would have done this in the front here and this one in the back. And I want to say about this persimmon, it just has this kind of papery look. It looks really pretty right now, but during the day I feel like it's almost kind of see-through. And I feel like the Supertunia bubblegum is more opaque and not quite see-through. So I do kind of wish I had that in here, but I also think it would kind of take over too, whereas this one's not quite as aggressive. It's not a vista, so it's pretty. I like it. I'm not so used to the corally colors, but I'm really loving it, and I think when it fills in, it's gonna be so pretty. It's already looking pretty right now. It makes me want to do more window boxes. It makes me want to do one out front. I just think it's fun. And like I said, that yellow just gives you that nice pop everywhere. And I'm really, really liking that light pale yellow in the yard. And I cut this one back quite a bit because it is a little more aggressive. So that's why there's not any blooms. I just pinched it back. So it is going to have a little lull. But I mean, you can see back here, I mean, it spreads clear back here. So I just had to pinch it out a little bit. But anyway, look how stunning. And then I planted this up. I took a lot of creeping Jenny out of here. I was getting tired of it. It was kind of taking over. And I put in a Mizu, one of my favorite plants. And I love the brightness this brings. And it has these little red flowers on it. One's about to bloom right here. And then I put in Superbena Pink Cashmere, one of my favorite Superbenas, next to Sparkling Amethyst. And it's already filled in quite a bit. I'm really, really excited about it. This gets a good amount of morning sun, probably like 6 or 7 hours, and then it's in the shade. I'm really excited about this. There's a lot of buds forming. They're just not quite blooming yet. Like I said, these Superbenas take a little while to get going. Loving the Russian sage here, one of my favorite plants. It's kind of messy over here. So I'm gonna show you the view from the bottom. That's not my property over there, just so you know. Anyway, love Russian sage so much. These are taking a while to get going. I don't have any blooms on them. These are the Poco something hot pokers. I don't know why they're not blooming. I'll have to research that. Maybe it just takes them a while. And then I have a cone flower here. I can't remember exactly what variety it is. Okay, let's go over here. It's a little sunny, but I kind of wanted to show you my sunflowers this way. Maybe you can see them a little better. The creek is running a little bit slow tonight, not sure why. Usually in the evening it's running pretty good, and I'm hoping for the wedding tomorrow the city turns on a little higher or lets more water through. Back here we have our new David Austin Strawberry Hill Rose. We haven't really got any blooms on this yet. Doesn't get a ton of sun, but I'm hoping as it matures it will get more. So this will not be in my garden tour because I just haven't captured any blooms from it. But my geraniums are so fun back here. When you're in the yard over there, you can just see them all the way back here. It pulls your eye all the way back, just this brightness. And I love bright pops of this pink. It's so pretty. Or you can watch my planting video on that. Plants struggle here, though it is a little nutrient deficient. I need to come in and just amend the soil a little bit. You can see the Bordeaux starting to look like it wants to peek over. Look how pretty that is with the white. So hopefully next garden tour those are clear out here. We'll see. Then we have some daisies here. This hydrangea has struggled because I have to hand water. There's no sprinkler here. I'm gonna have to have my husband come in and put one in the corner at some point. He's gonna love that. Then we have this Veronica. It's not super happy here, and these are super chlorotic. I need to come through. I'm going to do a video on what plants I add iron to for chlorosis because we have such high alkaline soil that it can't take up the iron. It binds the iron, and then you get these leaves that are brighter yellow with the veining, and that means it needs more iron. So I need to come in. I did come in and give it a little bit, so it is filling in. You can see dark green here. But these are, what are these called? I always want to call them bubble. Are they bubble? I always call them the wrong name. Look how pretty these are. I'm making this kind of my moon garden, so it's all white and just like cool tone blues. One of my favorite plants is this Aconocloa. I planted three little babies here. It's taking them a while to get going, and I'm just hoping they do. Because I would just love a big clump right here. It's just so pretty and stunning down here in the forest bed. My vinca is filling in nicely. I have been kind of pulling it back away from other plants. I want to kind of maintain it as much as I can, but it really helps it look lush in here. And when I'm older and not wanting to maintain things, I'm sure it will probably just take over everything. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future with those. I definitely want to get some more Western sword ferns. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. I love it. I want big groupings. These are really good. They're kind of drought tolerant. They do like water though, but not as much as other ferns. So I think they really do best in our area. My Brennera is looking really nice after I cut them back. And here's some more Helen von Stein lamb's ear. My irises are done blooming, but I just love the bright pop that they bring and the texture in this garden bed. I have one here and here and there and there. It's just so fun. And I just have a lot of different hosta varieties in here, my hellebores that I transplanted, and it's just a fun time of night to be down here when it's just calm and quiet and peaceful. I love it. This is Empress Wu. What else can I point out? I have my Desdemona Rose. I'm not sure it's going to give us a second flush. Not sure it gets enough sun. We're going to see how she does. And this is chlorotic too, so I need to come in and treat everything when I get back in town. Love the red blooms of these black forest cake heuchera. Look how pretty. I love the black that they add in this bed. And these Japanese ferns, painted Japanese ferns, I think that's what they're called. So pretty. And then I planted this cranesbill, this hardy geranium, and I love it. Love it in here, hoping to have it all fill in. Gives us those pretty kind of pink toned white blooms. Let's move along here. I've decided I want to fill this all with ferns, so as soon as I see them at the garden center, I'm gonna just fill them in. I just want this whole thing to be a mass. And I have the astilbe here. It's interesting because it kind of died back and rooted in and started growing again, so I cut it back and I think it's going to do fine there. I was worried it was dying, but it was kind of just rooting in. These are struggling a little bit because it's a little dry, but I think we are going to get some white blooms on these. They're a type of aster that I just planted in here. Okay, we have another round of blooms. I'm really impressed with this rose. This is the James Austin rose. This one's kind of little, but it gave me quite a big flush. And it's giving me another big flush. I mean, look at all these buds. It's like the first year it's only been in this ground for like a month and it's just doing so well. I moved this plant. I didn't film it, but I took it out from a different spot, this hellebore, and I think it'll be really pretty here. Okay, let's go see what we planted up over here by the waterfall. These are new flowers. They're still kind of little. Have our geraniums here. We have some zinnias and then some salvia. It's working on more blooms, which is going to be really fun. I love the pop of this coreopsis. This is a threadleaf coreopsis, and I used to not like it because it's yellow, but I just love the pop of it. I mean, it draws your eye all the way back here to the waterfall, and it doesn't cover up. It's in the perfect spot, and I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, our Atlas roses are kind of done for now. Gearing up for another bloom, I'm sure. So there's not a ton to see up here. I'm gonna jump up here though, because I did pop in these sparkling amethyst verbena because I just want them to like spill over these rocks and give us a little color. But everything that's good in here, the different textures, the different colors, so it's not too boring. It's nice, but I just wanted a little bit of color hanging off the rocks. We'll switch to this side. I have some zinnias that aren't doing that well. They're getting eaten by the grasshoppers. I don't know, they're just staying small. I hope they perk up, we'll see. And then I transplanted these and these just look kind of dead. Hopefully they survive, or I'm going to put something different here. They were really pretty when they were blooming though. Probably should have cut those back before the reception, but it'll be fine. And then I have some more Superbena pink cashmere here, which are going to be really beautiful. And this is blooming now. What's this one? Something Princess Leia. I have blue Skywalker in the front, and then they're like Star Wars theme. But this is a Veronica, and I love it. So yeah, see that pop of yellow? It just draws your eye. This is threadleaf coreopsis as well, but this one's like a pale yellow, which I love even more. They're brand new, they're babies. And I think it's like Moonlight or something like that. I planted in coneflowers in here all last year. That's the only one that lived. This area doesn't get watered well, so I've been hand watering it. So these survive. Let's look at these dianthus though. So pretty. Like I said, I just kind of popped these in all over the yard. Another thing that I'm loving this year, I mean, look at that pale yellow again. So pretty. This is the Banana Cream 2 Proven Winners Daisy. And I feel like it's stayed more yellow this year. This is probably its third year. Yeah, it's going in on its third year. And usually they just are yellow and then they turn white pretty quick. And I mean, some of these have turned white. So it's been about 5 days, I would say, since these opened up. But they really have given me nice yellow color this year, and I just absolutely love them with this lobelia, one of my favorite plants. First time I planted it in here, and I just love the blue with the yellow. It's so pretty. So these will give us nice color now, and then these Surefire white begonias will kind of peek in around here when those are done. Isn't that such a pretty combo right there? And with the Dulce Spearmint Heuchera in front of them, I feel like daisies need a plant in front of them because they always get kind of dry looking. And so I try to put some things in front of them so they look a little more tidy. And I think that's been a good thing. Looks a little more fresh here this year. We also have some Heucherella from the Fun and Game series from Proven Winners. One of them is like Red Rover. Can't remember the name of the other one. I think it's this one. I can't remember the name of, but this has a little pink blooms on it. So pretty. And this gave us some beautiful red blooms in the spring. So such a pretty mix here. I like to keep this level a little lower just so you can see the creek, but I do think I kind of want to do something tall right here in this spot. I just feel like it needs a little height from this tree and like a step down. So I think I will try to find something tall, maybe a rose. I think that would be nice to have a rose right there, honestly. This lamb's ear, it's going out. I've decided I'm going to move this. I'll probably put Helen von Stein's in there. It's just not looking that great. It's all spotted. And yeah, I'm just done with it. More Surefire white begonias and then some really pretty pink Sun Patience. Taking a while for them to bloom, but they do like more sun than they are getting there kind of in the shade. And then over here, I just love the pops of spirea. I haven't talked about all the spirea in my yard. If you do come back and clip them, you will get more pink blooms like this. I did that to my other ones, but I missed this one, so I need to come do that. Like I mentioned, when I get back in town, I'm gonna come and give iron to all these because these do get chlorotic as well. See that bright green with the veining. Love this yew right here. It will add more height in this area. And then more Spearmint Dulce Heuchera. My hellebores are done blooming and now they're just giving us this gorgeous foliage right here against these rocks, which I absolutely love. And then the lavender's blooming here. So really pretty. As soon as these white Supertunias get bigger, they're going to spill over these rocks and be really pretty. Okay, let's go around this way. This is the bottom of this bed here with those pale yellow marigolds and then the lavender here. I am getting one more flush of this. It's almost done, but this is the back to the fuchsia. So I definitely don't recommend cutting it all the way back. Do a little bit of selective pruning. And then this is filling in real nice too. I love the coolness that it brings to this garden. So we have the Supertunia Mini Vista White, which I absolutely love. We'll get a closer look in a second. And then we have the Sally Fun Salvia, which is filling in nicely. Dusty Miller and New Look Dusty Miller. I kind of have a mix of both in here. And I just love those pops of bright color in between the boxwoods. Like I said, next month, these are just going to be so much more full and beautiful. I went with the Mini Vista because I feel like it's a little smaller than like a Snowdrift. I knew the Snowdrift would just take this over and spill out. And since this is a more narrow bed, I just wanted it to be a little more compact. And these are perfect. And I've decided I do kind of like the look of a little dirt around my plants in some areas, and especially this, I think it's going to be really, really nice. So loving that combo. Let's get a look this way. Look how pretty that is. Love it. I love the pure white of these Mini Vistas and this silvery color with that purple. Such a pretty combination. Okay, let's check out our pots over here. So pretty. I am kind of wishing, like I said before, that I had bubble gum in here. But I do like this, but it's good for me to try this out. But like I mentioned before, it just looks almost see-through. It's really interesting, but I like the more vivid. Like this definitely has a more pop to it. And look how pretty that is with this dianthus that I put in here. This is the annual dianthus, and I've loved just having it in different areas in my yard. It's so pretty with that purple. Oh, I love this pink. So that's one I might not use again. I absolutely love Priscilla. Oh my goodness. It's a little more purple, less pink than Bordeaux, but it's kind of similar, but it has this double ruffle. Love it. And this Nemesia, the lemon one again. I stuck a Mizu in here. I had some red in here, as you guys know, and took it out. I couldn't handle it. And I put some white Angelonia. Look how big these get. This is Proven Winners, and it's just amazing. I knew that would be a good centerpiece. And then I have Bermuda Beach, which I love too. I love this color of pink, but it looks almost transparent. It's really interesting. I haven't been getting these as much fertilizer as they need. So when I get back in town, I'm gonna really up my game on that and apply it once a week. But look how pretty. They're pretty anyway. Love it. This is my favorite view though, these dianthus with the purple. And here's this one that's mirrored. And I kind of thought it would be, I just realized I'm not using my mic. So hopefully you can hear me well. The background noise really is strong when I'm not using my mic. So hopefully it's fine. But see how much fuller this one is, which is interesting because it's set back further and I thought it'd be a little more shady. Let's bring our Mizu forward a little bit so it can get some more sun. It is really pretty. I'm just not used to these kind of corally colors, but I do like it. Those are mirrored right there. And then I have a dianthus here, which is just getting going, and a 9-bark here. That's one of my Halloween plants. Let's check out this garden box because I have some questions about it. This is my favorite one, but for some reason now my geraniums are opening up, and right when they open up they die. Why is that? So I'm not getting those big balls. I'm just getting like a top bloom like this. So what is the matter? I don't know if it's getting too much water, not enough. I turn these down and now it feels dry, so since I'm going out of town, I feel like I want to turn them back up. So anyway, I'm kind of sad about it because when they were the big, huge geranium balls, it was just so stunning. Anyway, if you know, let me know. But look at this view. Isn't that so pretty? With the white daisies and the lavender and those pop of yellow. And then these flowers here. So fun. Love the purple here and the purple across. It just draws your eye back. So fun. Okay, let's check out the fireplace bed up here and the pine bed. Hopefully you guys can hear me. The traffic kind of echoes at night and early in the morning. So hopefully you guys can hear me well. I'll try to talk louder. This osteospermum plant is almost done blooming. We're still getting a few more, and my delphinium's almost done. I feel like I need to plant like 5 more in there just because it looks kind of funny with just one plant. My opalescence pink phlox, we'll get a better look at it on the other side because the lighting's not that great right now. But it's starting to bloom. One of my favorite plants. I feel like this is another one like the daisy that you need to have something in front of it, and I almost went today and bought something to plant in front of it because it was bugging me, but I was like, just be patient. You're going out of town, you got too much to do. But when I get back in town, something's going right there. It just needs something in front, but love that. This rose, this is my Evelyn rose. It's giving me more buds. Super excited about that. This is one I'm mostly excited about this year that I just got. And my rose garden tour is coming very soon. I was kind of waiting on a few more things to bloom, and then I'm going to post that. Look at these. Love these frilly daisies. I don't know the exact variety. I'll try to find out. I did plant them a couple years ago, but so fun. Love the frilliness. And then I have the tiara blue, which are going to be so pretty as soon as they fill in. I wish I would have been able to get my hands on more, but I could only get 4, but so pretty. The Serendipity Allium getting ready to bloom pretty soon. And then in here, I was really excited about these Supertunias. And these are a little bit transparent also, but this foliage is so pretty. This is part of the Glamouflage series. And I hope they fill in really nicely. I'm used to Proven Winners, so they have some competition. I want them to fill in fast though. Also trying out the new Proven Winners white salvia. Those are pretty there. The hardy geraniums, the boom chocolata have already bloomed, but look how pretty that foliage is in there. And these are just baby plants. They'll get a little more full as they mature. And then these are some more of those key lime pie dianthus. Love the pop of white right here. I think this is a good spot if they continue to do well in front of my peonies. They add a different color tone here. And then I popped in some more. This one's looking a little hot and dry though. Some more lobelia. Love my little cement balls. And not too much else going on in here. My Scavola's pretty much done. Love this. Wait, what is it called? Scabiosa. Scabiosa pincushion. And some more Banana Cream 2 daisies. So pretty. Little pops of dianthus down here too. I just have it in different spots in my yard. And then we have more dianthus. This hosta is my favorite. I love the color tone of it. And then this is the big huge bumble. This is the Queen Nectarine. It's a beautiful orange hyssop. So pretty. I love it with this echinacea. This is also kind of a key lime color. I think it will turn that. It's just getting going right now. Love this color combination. And then with this phlox, oh my gosh, look at it. It's just starting to bloom. So pretty. One of my favorite plants. My delphinium. I'm gonna leave it for the wedding. It's just funny. And then love the zinnias. Hopefully they'll fill in. And I cut back my lady's mantle. Have a little pop of pink here with these zinnias that will fill in. My limelight. This is a little lime, I think. Right here, getting ready to bloom. And then love this combination. I just added this and I don't think I filmed it. But I added some, these are like Toto lemon or something like that. Rudbeckia. And then I wanted to try the blue veined Supertunia. I think it's a Supertunia. Love it. Love this color combo too. Look how pretty. Oh, this is where I took out my hellebore. It was just getting too crazy in here and I wanted to keep the texture of this heather and I love it. So I like that this bed has a little bit of color this year. Really fun. And I trimmed these bushes finally. So they're looking better, all shaped up. Okay, that's it for the backyard, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully you could hear me. Hopefully I can try to get rid of some of that background noise, but look at this view right here. So pretty. Love it. We got the lawn all mowed and edged. It's all ready for a backyard wedding. So it should be fun. So thanks for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed this backyard tour and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.